What is coming up next, Uncle Bob?
I believe there, Mr. Scott, that got some Spitzer top dragster getting ready to come out at us. We started the weekend off. Top dragster cars thundering down the racetrack. Thought we might have a record field. Unfortunately, we ended up with a couple fewer than 32. So came close, but as the expression goes, no peanut butter. Oh, wait a minute. No cigar. Yeah, that's it. No cigar. Top dragster getting ready to come up. Round one of eliminations. Competition eliminator. Getting ready to roll in. And again, want to say hi and good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, whatever the case might be, wherever you're listening in. Across the country or around the world. To D3 TV, glad to have you on board. We know right now we're one of the highlights of the weekend in Epping, New Hampshire, as Mother Nature is perspiring on their race day parade. So the folks in Epping paying attention to what's going on here in Joliet. Route 66 Raceway, the 6th annual. Bird down at sundown. Hope you made it out last night. Had a great evening after Mother Nature splashing a little moisture on us yesterday. Turned into a beautiful night for competition. Great runs in top alcohol dragster, top alcohol funny car to set the field. A couple of cars not making the show that you would have expected to. A little drama in that final qualifying. Always makes race day a little exciting, but today, two at a time. Going down the track, and we bring one at a time back. By the way, Doug Wessler, Super Comp racer Doug Wessler, Super Gas racer Connie Rudy, Super Street racer Amy Jo Luberta, and Stock Eliminator racer Ben Wenzel. I have K&N Racer Appreciation gift certificates for all of you. Ben Wenzel in Stock, Amy Jo Luberta in Super Street, Connie Rudy in Super Gas, and Doug Wessler in Super Comp. Come see me in the tower, and I've got some K&N Racer Appreciation gift certificates just for you. Here comes the boss man, Ron Mosier, down at Mosier Engineering in Indiana. The chief cook, the bottle washer, head janitor, nighttime custodian, security boss. And oh yeah, he owns the company. Taking on Rich Fritch. Rich has been 43 and 46. Rob's been 23, 25, and 29. Rob's got her down into a 22. Rich got her down to a 42. See who's rolling the dice. Going to play the game. Take home the first win. And it's going to be Fritch. Rob goes on 3. Wrong side of green. Dead on 3 is Richard. 642.3 on the 42 dial. Mosier runs at 25 on his 22, but was 3 foul on the wrong side of that green line. Christina Lawyer. I'm down. Ford-powered machine out of Indiana. Left side of the racetrack. Craig Sullivan, the other, or another, however you want to look at it. Ford-powered car. Number 4 qualifier on the right-hand side. Sullivan's dialed in at a 6:14 this morning. Split the difference between his qualifying laps. Christina's best run, a 38. She's dialed up 6. So they're thinking over there in the Lawyer Motorsports camp. Blown 572 cubic inch Ford. We'll slow up a little bit. Dialing into a headwind. Makes a little bit of a difference. Craig Sullivan's hot rod. Only dialing up a couple. Got 706 cubic inches. Nitrous assisted Ford over here on the Toyota side of the racetrack. Sullivan goes red. The first 2 pair decided via the red line start. Wow, red up to a 6:12. Best run of the weekend for him. Christina runs 6:38 on her 6:44. She dialed up 6. She matched what she ran in qualifying. I can see some numbers being adjusted back in the staging lanes right now. BJ Sexton, 1 lap down the racetrack. 6:87 got him into the show. Number 24, Al Peebler. Your number 11 qualifier. 6:31 the best. Al's dialed up to a 6:36. Well, that didn't work out so well for Christina. Or Craig, let's see how it works out for Peebler. BJ right now, only 1 lap down the racetrack. Really doesn't have a lot to work with. That 6:87 lap wasn't what you would call a spectacular number. So BJ takes a look at the racetrack, takes a look at the weather, takes a look at the wind, the barometric conditions. He goes, 6:58 sounds good. And another red light stop. BJ gets the freebie. What's he run? Ta-da! 6:57 on that 6:58. Al Peevely, 9:77, shutting it off after he goes red on the starting line. So for the first 3 pair, it's red light, red light. Stop me if you've heard this before. Red light. BJ gets the win. He moves on. Mark Krupa pulls in. I like Mark's run. Neelan Park's chassis car. Coming out of Frank Park's machine over in the middle of Kansas. All right, so it's on the eastern side. Shanna Steiner, the vintage trailer machine. Spitzer car over in the right lane. Now, Shanna kind of doesn't like everybody else in the category. Got the big Hemi motor sitting behind her. Mark, the airbrush artist, got that big block sitting in front of him. Old school style, slingshot style. 6:38 qualified. Got a 6:39 up on the board. That's the boy. Shanna ran a 6:02. She's got her dialed 6 flat. Should be a good run. Both cars been pretty good on the numbers for the last couple of days. Shanna going to the finals with flat out gas. Fast forward. Hot diggity, hoot diggity, boom, what you do to me. 6:32 by Krupa. Going to get the win because Shanna's 5:99. Too quick for the category down at the other end of the racetrack. Two on his 39. He breaks out. Shanna goes 5.99.5 on the 6 flat because it's a double breakout. Shanna gets the win, even though it's below the 6 flat number for the category. That's the first for me, folks. I had to stop and check. Johnny Deacon's working their way down track now. Top end, winner picker says give it to Johnny. 28 on a 26, 54 on a 59 by Sleeper. was a year ago. Working his way down the racetrack. Can he hold off Dustin? Nope. Double breakout, 55 on a 56. Dustin's under by 7, 33.8 on a 35. Joe's under by, wait a minute, let me count, 12. Margin of victory, Dustin Meyer, 5 thousandths of a second down at the other end of the racetrack. For that Iowa, Tom Martino up. Taking on Rich Edwards. .598 and 601 qualified. Again, 6 flat. Quickest, technically, you can run. Now, we saw with Shanna on a double breakout. She broke out by the least on her 6 flat dial. She said, by gosh, by gal, if it works for her, watch this. See if he can drive Tom Martino out the back door. Pick up a win. He's got her down 6 flat as well. Martino, his best run in qualifying is 6:37. After seeing the way everybody else has been running. Tom's got her down. The Design Engineering. Mickey Thompson Tire. Strange Engineering. Machine there on the left-hand side. He's got dialed in 6:37. His qualifying number. Richard Edwards goes red by a thou, and Martino motors through 6:39 at 212 miles an hour. Tommy gets the W. Richard will be the gentleman beating his head against the time slip booth down at the other end of the racetrack once he sees that 001 red light. But that's part of racing. Some days you're the diamond. Some days you're the stone. Left side, JB over on the right-hand lane. JB. Racing for that dragstersforsale.com. Lucas, Oil, NGK, Mickey Thompson, Simpson, K&N Filters Machine. JB dialed in, 6:37. Qualified at a 6:39. He's thinking it might be a little bit better out there. I'm thinking he might be right. Dan Norris, 6:19 and qualifying. Mike Boss, chassis car. Chassis craft machine there on the left-hand side. He's dialed in what he qualified at, 6:19. Pretty consistent in qualifying. Let's see how consistent he can be in racing. In. Off. Three-leg repair. Identical numbers in the reaction time, just a little bit different order between the two. 37, dead on 6 by JB. Dragstersforsale.com team gets the W. Dan Norris had the better light, slows up to 6:29. Let JB and the team take the win. And the crowd, as they say, why? JB gets the W. Back for round number 2, Zach Sackman. Up next. Alongside Tom Fisher. To understand, we got a piece laying out on the racetrack. Pulley off a blower. The RacingRVs.com machine. We're on the right-hand side. Sackman, the youngster, out of Illinois. Spitzer chassis not run. I'd like to be 20 years old going 620s, 226 miles an hour. I was 20 years old. I was driving a 17-second bracket car, going about 105. I see a little disparity. Just some. minor amount. Again, congrats to Doug Wessler, Ben Wenzel, picking up their K&N Racer Appreciation gift certificate. Got one for Connie Rudy and Super Gas and Amy Jo, Luberta and Super Street. Ladies, if you would, gift certificates for you here in Race Control. Ben came and got his. Doug came and got his. Gift certificate for anything in the K&N catalog. Well, almost anything. Tow rig, race rig, streetcar, motorcycle, lawnmower. I don't know. Do they make filters for weed eaters? I don't know that what do you use my K&N Appreciation gift certificate for a weed eater out filter, but if you got everything else covered. For Amy Jo Luberta and Connie Rudy, gift certificates for you here in the tower. Come see me in Race Control. Be in the lanes, paired up and ready to go. Round number one. Cop Eliminator. Needs you to the lanes, please. If you're not there yet, come on, come on. Cop. Staging lanes, please. Go. Zachman, the better light, gets the win on a double breakout. 21 on a 26. He didn't dial down enough. Tom goes through 669. 208 miles an hour on his lap. And Marty Cheeseman rolls up down to take the competition by. Cop eliminated. You should be in the lanes. Paired up, ready to go. Round number one. Marty, number one qualifier, 27 car field. Gets the official Myra. Won the flat out gas Fast Four shootout last night. Schmidt, Top Sportsman Cars, need you to lanes, please. Brodix, Steve Schmidt Competition Engine. Top Sportsman Cars, need you. staging lanes. Come on down. Quick launch off the line. And Marty will just kind of cruise it on through into round number 2. 1161 at 77 miles per. Track, Mike Coughlin should be up to take on Jim Prevo. You were with us last evening. Final qualifying session. You saw Mike Coughlin's car go down the O'Reilly side of the racetrack. Get down there about, 1,187 feet. And then the engine went bang. Obviously some problems. Coughlin's car, and obviously some problems. Jim Prevo's machine. Jim doing a burnout, climbing out of the car. And with neither Coughlin or Prevo able to stage for this pair, it'll be a competition bye in the next round for somebody. Well, Prevo's car does the burnout and then can't come backwards to go forwards. Break there for Jim. Tough break there for Mike. Looks like we've got some wounded warriors here in the opening round of our Spitzer race cars, top dragster category. Christina Lawyer, a recipient of the top dragster K&N Felters Racer Appreciation Gift Certificate. Christina and Amy Jo Luberta and Connie Rudy all now have certificates here in the tower. So Racer Appreciation Gift Certificate for Christina Lawyer and Top Dragster. Amy Jo Luberta and Super Street. Connie Rudy, Super Gas. We'll clean up here on the Toyota side of the racetrack. Fisher. Next pair scheduled up. I see Kathy. But no Dennis. Answer the bell. Big Mike already on the way back to Bettendorf, probably. Kathy. Lima, Ohio-based runner. American race car. Armor coat. K&N. Qualified with 2 nice laps. 6:33 and 6:34. Looks like Kevin says, nope. Going to run a 30 this time. Paying attention back in the lanes, watching the runs go down the racetrack. Kathy, TV host. A couple of the motorsports shows on MAV TV. A couple of the other channels. Competition by. No Dennis London the next round. 635, only 186 miles an hour. Out of it, down at the other end of the racetrack. Speed off a little bit. Number looks good. Kevin clapped his hands. He says, we'll take it. Move on to round number next. Round number 2. Be up in a little bit for our Spitzer race cars. Top dragster, top eliminator. You should be in the lanes. Joe Fisher should be taking on Mike Warren's machine. Warren driving that Dave Yarhara chassis car. Not able to answer the bell. So Joe gets the competition by. I'm telling you. We had cars running very stout numbers. All but 3 and well into the 6-second zone. We're well on our way to a record bump. And we had enough cars. About 5 cars short of filling out a full field. Joey, RacingRVs.com. Motors on through 672. 207 miles an hour. He too easing up at the other end. Normally in that 220, 222 mile an hour range. So Joe moves on. Mike Warren doesn't get a chance to play. And John Biaggi and Mark Harmon. Looks like they're going to finish out our first round. Spitzer Race Cars top dragster. Out here in our top dragster class, John Biaggi, Illinois-based runner left side. Mark Harmon coming up from Indiana. Over there to right hand. Fast loop. McLaughlin Oil in. .32's got her cranked down to a 729. Harmon qualified at a 34's got her cranked up to a 641. I'm a thinking man here. I'm a thinking. John dialed down, Mark dialed up. One of them's going to be off. Eight 3 on his 29 dial. Took way too much stripe down at the other end. Harmon goes 655 at 217 miles an hour and gets the W. Now he's driving it out the back door. Fastest speed of the weekend for Mark. John gets down the other end of the racetrack. Forgets to check the rear view mirrors. Mark's like, okay, fine with me. 28.3 on a 29. Biaggi was 007 on the tree and breaks out by 007. Oops. Once again, congratulations to Christina Lawyer, our top dragster. K&N Racer, K&N Filters, Racer Appreciation gift certificate winner, Amy Jo Liberta in Super Street, and Connie Rudy in Super Gas. Gift certificates for all 3 of you. here in the tower. Just need to come see me. Pick them up. Comp Eliminator. Get ready to come up next. Please, and all of the alternates, come on down. We got holes for you. All of our alternates and top sportsmen need you to the lanes with the rest of the top sportsman field. Come on, come on. We'll make it a party. We will call it the Brodix Steve Schmidt Competition Engine Top Sportsman Round 1 Party. What a name, huh? Don't ask me where it came from. Scott must have thought of it. Eliminator. Love the category. Just from the ingenuity, the engineering, diversification, race cars. Pontiac, 400 cubic inch combination underneath the hood. Out of the number 21 qualifying spot, Brian and Deb Brown. Over on the left-hand side of the racetrack, Brian. Out of Indiana, the D dragster. It's a little V6 powered. Brown bell housing, K&N filters. Machine there on the left side. Chat with Brian and Deb last night. Just barely made it to Bowling Green. Brand new engine, fresh off the dyno. Trying to figure out what combination the car likes. Handicap start, going to go to Pollock. Brown sticks the nose of the dragster out in front, cruises on through, 738. 152 miles an hour. 773 by Pollock. The driver's going to be flashing around the top half of their time slip. As well, the reaction times. A little representative of the fact that when they woke up this morning, they had decaf rather than caffeine in their coffee. Ryan Simonek up now, taking on Bill Rymanek. Rymanek and Simonek. Could be a law firm. Downtown Chicago. Simonek with that Honda 4-cylinder. 1,100-pound dragster over there on the left side. Rymanek C Street Roadster. 268 cubic inch. Very small. Chevrolet underneath the hood. 905 the index for Bill. Brian on an 877. App. Whoops. Brian dead laid out of the gate. I mean, like, snoozing. Ryman Epp will get the easy one, 857, 132. Brian gets there with an 875 at 150, but when your reaction time starts with a 1 point something rather than a 0.0, that's generally an indication that things aren't going well. Simonek, a computer whiz kid out of Toledo. Concentrate on his superstock car for the rest of the day, and that's a neat piece too. So Ryman Epp takes the National Guardian Life Insurance. Cross Wisconsin-based roadster into round number 2. Terry Smith, Troy Galbraith. Coming up for Troy. Looking for another final round berth here at Route 66 Raceway. Made it to the finals last year. Came up just a little bit short in that final round. For 7 in the world last year, number 7 qualifier here this weekend. Troy's index, a 739. Terry's a dragster automatic, a 717. So you're going to see a blink of a handicap start going to Troy. Not much. Just a blink. Terry Smith's 500 cubic inch Dodge. Then going to be giving chase. If Terry can capture the better light, then Troy. Look out and hold on. Good. He tried to capture the better light than Troy. Missed it by 23 thousandths. Galbraith goes 702. 148 miles an hour. Shutting it off down there about the 1,000-foot mark. So the wind light's already on. The other side of the racetrack. Sullivan goes 668. Best run of the weekend for the A Dragster Automatic. The Mopar car now heads to the trailer. They now have lane choice. The highways and the byways headed home. Jim Greenex, Chevrolet Camaro. C-Tech aluminum cabinets machine. Boys and girls, Cop Eliminator. Running for that Jerry Arnold. Cop Eliminator bonus. $1,000. Up from several of our sponsors here in the division, including Total Seal, Champlain Machine Works, TL Smith Excavating, Ray Skillman Auto Group, Liberty Gears, T&E Auto Haulers, just to name a few. Stuffle beam on the left side. 792 the index. Again, a blink of an eye handicap start. Greenex, a little wiggle out of the gate, little move towards the center stripe. Stuffle beam at the wheel of the Roadster, 738. 181 comes up short, 728. Greeneck motors on through, but that's going to be a bit of a costly run. 30,000 down at the other end of the racetrack. Jim gets to come back, but he will see his index trimmed a little bit for the next round. Mike Farrell and Greg Champlain. Up next, the B Econo Dragster taking on the B Street Roadster. Top eliminator. Street Roadsters, altereds. Dragsters, front engines in front. Dragsters with engines in back. Full-body door cars. Factory-built race cars modified into race machines. A little bit of all of them. Small block Chevrolets powering both of these rides. Champlain's Hot Rod, a 755 index for the B Econo Dragster. Farrell's B Street Roadster on a 840. So he gets the handicap start. Mike's car has had a propensity last couple of races. Around a little bit when he started. Not this time. Looking good. Now, can he hold on? Keep the Roadster out in front of Champlain? No. 687. Wow. 181 miles an hour for Champlain and the Mount Comfort RV team. They get the W. 776 for Farrell. Zoomers. Farrell, strong run. He comes up 18 thousandths of a second short down at the other end of the racetrack. And for those of you that follow competition eliminator, for Farrell, wasn't exactly the run he was looking for. Needed a little bit more without going that quick, if that makes sense. Kerry Bales, turbocharged, 4-cylinder, Honda Accord in the left line. Kerry came off the line yesterday, and that car went Alaman left. Got real close to center stripe, but he was in the right side. Down the left lane. He goes out of man left again like he did yesterday. Going to be inspecting that concrete wall. Hopefully visually and not physically. Dave Billings, a little four-cylinder Camaro. Off and run. Here comes behind. Go straight. Billingsley running away and hiding. 882. 134 miles an hour. Nice lap down the racetrack. Saving some for the next round. Kerry goes 781. Best lap of the weekend for the turbocharged Honda. Good lap. Wrong time. Ron Bone. J Dragster. A 6-cylinder Chevrolet. Rear engine. Spitzer chassis car. For the runner out of Benton Harbor, Michigan. They got lots of harbors in Michigan because they got lots of lakefront. West side, north side, and east side. Jimmy Smith out of Illinois. Olds Forenza. 822, the index for the D-altered automatic. Another small motor Chevrolet. Over here on the right-hand side, but not as small as Ron's. An inline Chevy 6 like you would find in a late model Chevy Trailblazer. Guys in Comp Eliminator, look at all the new stuff coming out of the factory. Get the schematics, eyeball it, study it. They decided that inline 6 is a pretty solid foundation to work with. So far, it has been pretty good little motor. Ron Bone, your number one qualifier last couple of races. Number 8 this weekend. He goes 768. Nice little 60 under run at 153 miles an hour. 794 by Smith. His best run of the weekend. Still not enough out of the Oldsmobile to take out Ron Bone's bad hot rod. Ed Moaks, our next variant. Promosing with the Cobalt. 794 the index. Chad Bogus with a 4-cylinder. 32 Bantam. And that 4-cylinder came from half a V8. I mean, literally. A 500 cubic inch V8 block. Got a great big old table. Got a great big old bandsaw. Whittle that puppy in half. For Chad and the gang, 773, good for the win. 745 by Promosic, his best run of the weekend by a few thousand. Just not enough. Comes up a little bit short against Chad. They were dead even out of the gate. Chad gets the win and moves on. Attention in the pits, please. Superstock, need you to lanes. Superstock, need you to the back of lanes. First 3 pair. We especially want you. Your special RSVP has been extended. Then bring the rest of the guys with you. First 3 pair, and everybody in Superstock, come on down. Todd's had trouble with that Pontiac G5 all weekend. Has he got it figured out? Has Ambrose got enough to track him down? Steve's got him. 772 at 168 miles an hour. Best run of the weekend. Cost him a little bit in the next round of eliminations, but hey, that's what we do this for. 860 by France. By far his best run of the weekend. Over a second better, but they have struggled with that division championship car. Just get it down track enough to come up short. Robert Bailey and Jeremy Bailey. The A Dragster automatic right side. The A Econo Dragster left flank. Schmidt Racing. Cohen Transmissions. Both cars. right now. Understand, son took away the Econo Dragster record from Dad. Yeah, you never know. Dad spanked him on the line. Kid got him at the stripe, 690. 156 will carry Jeremy on. Robert Bailey's day's done. 689.4. Wonder if he's going to go crew on Jeremy's car now. He could. Tony Pontillo, B Dragster automatic. We have had a plethora of B Dragster automatics. There's another P word for Scott. I need to write all these down. Getting ready to do battle. Rick over to left like that. We're defending champ. Won it all here a year ago. Ooh. Rick just made it real tough on Tony. So tough, Tony couldn't do it. 008 light by Rick. Runs at 8:34 down at the other end of the racetrack. Nice lap down the quarter mile. He gets the W. 691 by Pontillo. Tony had a good light, especially for comp. It was a good light. But at 691, his best lap of the weekend, won enough to chase down Rick Brown, Don Redditch, Tom Perdue and gang. And that, I do believe, puts round number one of comp into the record books, because here comes our Brodix Schmidt Competition Engines. Top sportsman. Jeff Sexton first up, taking on Scotty Kruger. Scott rolled in Friday morning. He can make a couple more laps for his top sportsman license. He got them done on Friday with our 2 qualifying sessions. Brought the car out Saturday for our final qualifier. Got into the show number 10. Runner out of Prior Lake, Minnesota. Which always bears the question, what was it prior to being a lake? But anyway, I digress. Jeff Sexton, the Ohio-based runner on the left-hand side. Out of Performance Clinic, out of the bottom half of the field, but I'm telling you, all you got to do is qualify. Run your race in your lane. You can win this thing. We've seen it done before, numerous times. It's all about being able to hit the tree. 3 lights there, away we go. Good light, Kruger. Better light, Jeff Sexton. Win light for Jeffrey. Dead on 8. 006. 14 thou package for the win. Kruger just got his license on Friday. Lit the smoking lamp down at the other end of the racetrack. Kruger goes 65 on a 68 at 219 miles an hour. We'll send the over-the-wall gang, over the wall down at the other end. Check the top end of the racetrack and make sure Scott Kruger's machine wasn't dumping any fluids on the racetrack. It was merely smoke from an engine that wasn't happy on the inside. So we'll send a crew down from this end, from that end. Check the Toyota side of the racetrack. Well, I'll tell you a little bit more about our Comp Eliminator bonus fund now that the session's over. Again, a tip of the cap to Indy Gear, Bullet Racing Camps, Rolla Competition Engines, Butner Auto Sales. I know Bo's listening. Cohen Racing, Brow Bull Housing, Book Racing Engines. Where was Bob Book that session? No show. Billingsley Car Wash, Quick Fuel Technology, C-Tech, Total Seal, Camp Plane Machine. Couldn't run the comp race without our comp bonus fund shootout supporters. Sure do appreciate them being here. Top Sportsman. Coming up, Byron Warner, Superstock. Up next. Superstock needs you to the lanes, please. Superstock needing you to the staging lanes, please. We get these little messages online. Byron Warner back in Pennsylvania, where I understand it is raining quite profusely. Sending a little note saying, "When's Superstock up? Hold on to your shorts, son. Be here shortly." Corn Dog King. He'll be coming up in his super stock car. Marion Stevenson be up in a bit. Best wishes for Nitro Joe Jackson sitting at home in the Nitro Lounge. Listening in. Recouping. Pulled a hammy in his good leg last weekend down at Bowling Green. That man was everywhere last weekend. Getting cars parked. Working the staging lanes. Hustling and bustling about Beach Bend Raceway Park all weekend long. Trying to make sure all of his customers had their stats. Trying to make sure everybody got parked. Trying to make sure everybody made it through the staging lanes okay. Worked his tail off, pulled a hammy. Sitting at home right now. I got a cold one in one hand. Leg propped up on the other side. Kicking back, relaxing, watching it all on D3 TV. That's the way I envision it. Joe, you can tell me different. Then they're going to make any difference. Just get well. That's all we ask. Get that hammy fixed, and we'll see you soon. Probably Columbus. About the end of July. Call goes out. Fire the next pair. Ron Biondo. Brandon Baxter. Biondo's Lumina. Baxter's Daytona. Couple of the older body styles, if you will, here in Top Sportsman action. A lot of the drivers moving on to the X-Pro stock Dodge Avengers, Pontiac GTOs, GXPs, looking for that aerodynamic edge. New Camaros in the mix. Ooh, and the parachute coming out from Biondo. He's not a good thing. Brad runs out, grabs it before he backs up and wraps it around the rear axle. Because let me tell you, that makes a whale of a mess. So Ron Biondo, not going to be able to run down track. You cannot repack a chute in less than 20 seconds. Not going to happen. No way, no how. And Brandon Baxter will get a competition bye. I like the Daytona. Clean car. Nice looking, low riding machine. 572 cubic inch. All Mopar combination. A tough break for Biondo. Runner all the way from Macedonia, Ohio. Does the burnout and his lumen in the parachute goes plop. By the way, that is a professional announcing term. Plop. Do not use this at home. Pulls up, stages. Then just cruises on down the racetrack. Hey, he staged under his own power. Did what he needed to do. It is a round win for Brandon Baxter. It is a tough break for Ron Biondo. The parachute just went plop. Top Sportsman on the track now. Super Stock. You should be in the lanes, paired up and ready to go. Super Stock. Staging lanes. Paired up and ready to go. Rolling up next. See if we can make a pair out of this. No parachutes don't fly. No cars leaving off. Oh, hang on, Timmy. Like a good neighbor, stay over there. 620. Wind light goes for Lester. 220 miles an hour, 683 by the 201 miles an hour, but he was dancing around a little bit there in the right-hand side of the racetrack in the mid-range. Yeah. Lester goes dead on 0. 30 on the tree. Make him a 30-thou package, right? Yeah, okay. Scott figured it out on the calculator in his phone. Thank you, sir. We appreciate all the support. Dead on 0. 620 at 220 miles an hour. I don't know, but if I'm Lester, I'm probably going to go play 20 somewhere on a lottery tonight. Andy Horn. Tom Vanacora. Work for you? You cannot confirm nor deny. Okay. Vanacora out of Illinois. All GM all the time. Big block Chevrolet underneath the hood of the Firebird. Horn up on the left side. Your number 8 qualifier is a scale master. I mean, he drives around one of them big trucks, making sure all the weight scales are correctly dialed in. Get back to work early. Red light start, 5,000 too quick off the line, then runs 61 on a 64. 94 lap by Tom Vanacora. 28 on the tree, dead even. 200 miles an hour down at the other end of the racetrack. Tom gets to come back and play. We'll see that bird one more time. Steve Lehman up next, taking on Tim Kerman. Stevie left lane, Timmy right side. Shake hands, go to neutral lanes, come out racing. Wisconsin-based, Chop Top, C-Tech, Cabinets, Chevy Camaro. Steve came up last night's final session. Had issues. Did not make a quality run down the racetrack. Kerman out of Illinois, the Grand Am over here on the right-hand side. He's had a throwaway run as well. Ooh, good pair to Waterbox. This could get interesting. More about that in a minute. Film at 11. Nitro Lehman out of the gate to C-Tech Cabinets. Camaro gets the W. 98 on a 94. 202 miles an hour. 41 thousandths at the strike. 281. Kerman. Dead late out of the gate. 203 miles an hour was Tim. Steve, after some struggles with that C-Tech aluminum cabinets machine, C-Tech manufacturing entrant, steals one in the opening round of our top sportsman competition. So he moves on. 98 at 202. Check out this pair, Jerry Albert and Paul Pittman. Both of these gentlemen won at Bowling Green a week ago. You say, how can that happen? Well, Albert won the race on Sunday night. Paul Pittman won the flat-out gaskets Fast Four competition on Saturday. Pittman made the finals, or made the flat-out gasket Fast Four competition again. That gorgeous twisted shot Camaro. 828 cubic inches of a whole lot of big motor Chevrolet from Sonny's place underneath the hood. Jerry Albert, though, he and Tracy, tough competitors. Couple top sportsman championship belts hanging at home. I guess I should say Wally's, right? Pittman, tough competitor. Red line start, Paul. 2,000. Too quick. Oh, goodness gracious. 650, dead on one. 3,000 of a second away from the perfect lap, and two of them are on the wrong color. 686, dead on three by Jerry. He was 38 on the tree. What could have been never transpired because Pittman's 002 is red, not green. Well, he had her dialed. Can't argue that point. See him next stop on the tour. Jerry Albert will be back for round number 2 in that RJ race car. A Bruzy transmission. Jags machine. Ricky Soika. Ben Board. Benjamin. All the way from Overland Park, Kansas. If you're not familiar with the geographics of Overland Park, Kansas, it's kind of like on the other side of the state line in Kansas City. Chevrolet Camaro. Small motor combination, little 406. Got that little blower out in front of it, blowing air into it, going. 644 for your number 3 qualifier. Taking on Soika, Firebird, out of Illinois. Had problems on Friday, looking for a rocker on. Luckily, they found one. Not romping and stopping since. Their best run is 685. Got it down there. Green lights a pair. Here we go. Soika trying to steal one, goes 001. Comes up short. 644 on a 43 by Board. Another smoke 'em if you got 'em lamp lit down at the other end of the racetrack. 19 on the tree by Benjamin. Soika at the other end goes 679 on his 683 dial. That's what you call a little quick. So we got Boards, Camaro, top end. Big puff of smoke there in the shutdown area just past the finish line. So we'll go down and check out the Toyota side of the racetrack. Make sure we're lean, mean, clean, and green. Rob Messavere out of Thunder Bay, Ontario. Larry Canolte out of Indiana, the T&L Truck Repair. Ford-powered Ford Escort. Getting ready to thunder down the Toyota side of the racetrack. Racetrack. Super stock paired up and ready to go. Looks like the equipment rolling off the top end. That means we're moments away from firing it up on this end. Canolte's Escort. Former drag boat racer. There's one thing here on the asphalt, concrete quarter mile, they can't do out on the water quarter mile. Let's do a burnout and back up. Just doesn't work so well. Fire the next pair. Word goes out. Larry, Robbie, rock 'em, roll 'em. We get ready to continue on. On the left side. Larry Canolte on the right. Ford and Chevrolet. Big Chevelle. Little Escort. Big Chevelle's going to go first with the 715 dial. Little Escort's going to go second with the 670. $75 in the Escort. He's got it dialed down to a 7. The Severe Duck qualified at a 736. Got her dialed down to a 715. Confidence. Going into round number 1, the Chevelle. Going to pick it up a little bit. Paul Malenko. The boys out of Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. They're on the O'Reilly side of the racetrack. Hang on, Larry. Escort doing a little do-si-do out of the gate, and I didn't even hear the dance music. 723, 167. 684 by Larry. Larry was dead zero perfect, leaving the starting line. But that Escort got a little tail happy. Larry had to use that steering wheel in his hand to, well, steer with. Settle the car down a little bit, and that's all it took for Messevere and the gang out of Thunder Bay to thunder on down the racetrack. The 723 winning lap, and now, as the expression goes, we'll be back. Robbie Vanderwoody up the Camaro, the runner, the young kid out of Homer Glen, Illinois. 22-year-old bombardier there on the left-hand side, John Hochstetter. Michigan-based business owner, one of the Mopar-powered machines over on the right-hand side. 645 cubic inches of Mother Mopar power underneath the hood. Got that little bottle supplying laughing gas strapped in. Blowing a little pressure off, making sure the system's right where it wants to be. Fluid up to the nozzle. Rolls it up, 688. He's dialed down 3. Vanderwoody's dialed down 2 from his running qualifying. Ninth quickest field ever. Top sportsman competition here this weekend. History of the category in NHRA. Just to show you how tough it is. Come out and play. Hochstetler's car trying to chase down Robbie. Robbie's machine a little rich. Goes 706 and 192. That's too quick. 691 by Hochstetler. He exactly what he ran in qualifying. I mean, same speed. 691, 0 to 199 miles an hour. And John, bring that Mopar car back for round number 2. No doubt about it. Or as they say, no doubt about it. So Vanderwoody gives it a shot, comes close, runs a little quick. Tom Harker out of Des Moines, Iowa. I got to tell you, car over on the O'Reilly side of the racetrack could be the sleeper of the event. If Tom and Tammy have this thing figured out, and it's been a pain in the you-know-what all weekend long. Normally a very consistent, good race car. But this weekend, for whatever reason, it's been persnickety. Tommy Turner, the largest motor in the class, 904 cubic inch. Dialed right in at 672. Turner out in front. Look at Harger. Oh, best run of the weekend. Goes 6.69 on the 672. Turner runs dead on 5, 16 on the tree, a 21 thousandths package. And I tell you, Tom needed it. Harger figured out what was wrong with the Oldsmobile. Wowza. The dark horse of the event just about took out your number 12 qualifier. 669.8 on a 672, his best lap of the weekend by, well, a bunch. And just a little quick down at the other end of the racetrack. Wow. Glenn Julius now taking on Randy Promosic. Nice lap, Tom, Tammy, and the rest of the gang. Nice recovery from what had to be a frustrating Friday and Saturday. 669. That'll make the trip back to Des Moines a little bit easier to bear. Glenn Julius, Randy, 77 years young, Promosic over on the right-hand side. What are you going to be doing when you're 77? Me, I'll probably be asleep in my recliner somewhere. But hey, Randy's not. Glenn Julius, up on the left-hand side. The way my life goes, I'll be lucky to be alive at 77. Julius dialed in, 693. Dialed down 1. Promosic got a 660. Dialed down 6. Randy's car. See the hits come in. Car does a little wig and a little wag. You run 74 on the 60, comes up 10 thou short. Glenn Julius gets the W05 on the 93. Taking a stride by 10, getting the win by 10. Julius will move on, taking out your number 9 qualifier. So Glenn will be a player in round number 2. Now Mike Badian and Mark McDonald. Dragstersforsale.com. Machine over on the right-hand side of the racetrack. Ed Wesley. That 598 cubic inch Mustang. Been thundering the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I think that 4 weeks ago. Time flies when you're having fun. 1-all at the NMCA race down in Beach Bend. Brent Strong in Norwalk. Looked good last weekend. Back at Beach Bend for the Jag Sports National. Qualified 14 here. Let's see what he can do with Badian. Cup. Runner out of Michigan. Out of the gate they go. Ooh. 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 Good lap. Both cars. Win lights going to go to Mark. 79 on a 76. 200 miles an hour. 99 on a 97. 197. Better light McDonald by 18 thousandths. Mike had the better lap down track by 11 thousandths. Take the 18, subtract the 11. You do the math. That's a 007 margin of victory down at the other end of the racetrack for the dragstersforsale.com Mustang. That was the race, boys and girls. Right there on the starting line. Scotty Wasco, Mike Donato, Michael up, the Grand Dam out of Arlington Heights. Scotty coming over from the Buckeye State. 710 cubic inch alumina. Scotty dialed down 2 to 672. Biondo dialed up 3 to a 696. Excuse me, Donato dialed up 3 to a 696. One down 2, one up 3. Next person go. Doesn't it? Lanes now, please. Top alcohol dragster. Staging lanes, come on down. Alky, dragster. Lanes, please. Take our Elite 8 for competition to the staging lanes. Top alcohol dragster. Come one, come all. All right, Scotty. Mike. Off the run. Oh, Donato drills the tree. 003, and then both guys break out. 91 on a 93. Donato should have dialed down. 71-8 on a 72. Scotty much closer and gets the win. Coulda, woulda, and shoulda. Donato should have won it. He was 003. Could have won it if he had dialed the right number. Would have won it if he had paid attention to what everybody else was doing. Scotty Wasco, though, gets the win. 671. 203 miles an hour. We'll see him in round number 2. Alex Bosa. You make the show. .32 car field. Number 17 is really the place you don't want to be, because that means you get to run number 1. Mick Snyder's hot rod over on the right-hand side. Powers Transport. Chevrolet Corvette. 611. The dial. Ran 612 and 613 in qualifying. Taking on Alex Bozick. The little neon. The dumpling, as they were referred to back in the days of the body style being used in the pro stock battles. Alex dialed down to a 679. Checking top end of the racetrack. Making sure everything's lean, mean, clean, and green before we get ready to go. Like top pins clean, mean, clean, and green, and we're ready to go. Mick Snyder, Alex Bozick, getting ready to come at us. Alex on the left side, 679. He's going to rock it, roll it, rumble it down the O'Reilly lane. Snyder's little Corvette. It's almost red. Snyder, straight and true down the groove. 008 goes 614 on the 11. Gets the win, 683 by Alex. 203 miles an hour, but Mick Snyder, that Corvette was 8 off the line, and Larry and the gang had him tuned up. Shoots came out just a little early. Slowed him up to 260 miles an hour. Takes the stripe, gets the win, and moves on. Steve Jaeger, Kenyon Dinkle coming up next. $89. He's down 3. Kenyon, 661. Same number, down 3. His best lap in qualifying. A little Cavalier on the right-hand side. Jaeger on the left, the Monte Carlo. Steve, a winner of the top sportsman category here at Joliet on the season points chase. Takes the toe down from New London, Wisconsin. Complete frequently. And yes, you did hear right. I did say complete frequently. My polygrip slipping. Hang on, I got to put some new glue on. Four on the tree. Runs 90 on an 89. 63 on a 61. Kenyon Dinkle, your number 7 qualifier. It's kind of like, oops. 59,000 short down at the other end of the racetrack. So Jaeger, bring that Monte Carlo back. Wonder if that hometown advantage, running here a lot, had a little bit to do with that. Could have. Never know. Tony Grzelewski. Grzelewski out of Manuka. Telling you what, between Tony's last name and the name of the town, I think we got 98% of the alphabet used. Ryan Hill, meanwhile, shorter name, likewise, for the town, Valparaiso, Indiana. Boys grew up having to learn how to spell at an early age. Ryan on a 648, dialed down 4. Tony dialed in at a 688, exactly what he ran on his 1 and only qualifier yesterday. Red light, Tony. Win light, Ryan. Tony goes 005 red, runs 687 at 200 miles an hour. 694 by Ryan. Ryan actually had the worst red light. Then he lost the blower belt out there. Tony was 005, but because he left first on the 688 dial. Ryan's 13 red turned green. Back here on the starting line. It would have been interesting to see what happened at the spring fling on that pair, wouldn't it? Those of you that follow drag racing know they're playing with the new worst red light idea at a couple of the spring flings, thanks to Mr. Seipel and Mr. Biondo for their great programs. Using the CompuLink system in a new and interesting way. I like it. Some do, some don't. Gee, there's a shock. Try something new, and it doesn't mean with 100% approval. Superstock, getting ready to come up next. Byron Warner, you paying attention? Hope so. I know the kids back in Epping, New Hampshire are. Because it's raining there, and, well, they've got nothing else to do. Sit and watch our D3 TV online broadcast. Glad to have everybody in Epping tuning in. Sorry your race day isn't going as well as ours. But our race day yesterday didn't go as well as yours did. So, nah. It's to Rick Soika, top sportsman. Winner, the K&N Racer Appreciation Gift Certificate. Everybody else has been to claim theirs. We're getting the luck of the draw. Win for the K&N Racer Appreciation Gift Certificate during that round of top sportsman competition. Rick, who lost a rocker arm early on Friday, able to rebound. So his luck turned around on Friday, and it didn't go so well in the opening round of eliminations, but still a winner, a Racer Appreciation Gift Certificate from our good friends at K&N Filters. Billy Dyer, one of our first three pair in super stock, should be running Grant Zimmerman. F-modified Camaro out of Illinois. Now, unless Grant is a body man who's discovered a new type of paint, I think we have a competition by. So Dyer's 4-speed 302 Mustang eases on into round number 2. At 122. Scott Udenberg, our Best Appearing Car Award winner. Pit Pal Products, Scott Udenberg. We need you in your car. To the staging lanes, please. Same for Danielle Davis's crew. Our gang out of Belgrade, Minnesota. And Mike Coughlin. Need your best engineer in the car. Up to the line as well. Doc, second pair. Steve Hoff, the Mustang GTD automatic. Same thing as the first pair. Competition by run. Steve not able to answer the bell, so Brian Stuffleby take the Super J automatic Firebird into round number 2 with a 10-21. Three pair. Hope everybody in the KB Racing trailer is paying attention, because here comes Christy Ship taking on Fred Bartoli Jr. No Randy Lynch, no Bose. Christy off the run. 11:08 to the dime. Here comes Bartoli on a 990. He's got the nose of the Firebird out in front at 1,000 feet. Finish line winner picker, though, says give it to Bartoli. Dead on 5. Christie goes through 11:06.4 on her 11:08 dial. And Randy Lynn's in the trailer back in New Hampshire going, "Aw." But that's the way it works sometimes. A little too quick down at the other end of the racetrack. Christie had the better light, too much stripe. Bartoli gets the win. Larry Hodge, Jimmy Lavallo. Classic, 66 Plymouth Belvedere, GTH automatic. 1060 to the dial, Hodges. Monte Carlo, GTJ automatic. Handicap start, going to go to the Mopar car. Lavallo. If they ever stage, they'll leave. All right, Lavallo's in. There it goes right in. Out of the gate, green light prepare. I like it like that. Goes to Lavallo, 62 on a 60, 2,000ths at the finish line. 52.7 on the 48. Larry turned him loose. James looked over, tipped the bill of his helmet at him, said thank you very much. Dan Jacobs, GTE, the stick shift. 305 small block. Taking on Brina Scare. Brina, Chicago Steel, Rocket Race Fuel. Chevy Cobalt, the GTB automatic trim. Dialed in 943. Got a bulb difference on the trig. Right at a half a second-ish. Red light, good night, Brina. 14 thou, too quick out of the gate. The car just flat. Pulled the front end straight up out of the beam. 991 by Dan. He was holding a few. When they got to the other end of the racetrack, played his hand. Got her down for round number 2 now. 991, 104, 953 by Brina. After that red light start, she's like, golly gee, son of a girl. Ron Bortman, son of former world champ Dave, taking on former world champ Keith Lynch. Mopar. Whoops. Challenger for Keith. I think I just heard a transmission say, I quit. 1027, 120 by Bortman. Keith Lynch machine. You could hear the engine RPM come up, and that car just like went nowhere. I would say transmission. That's my tire tune-up pick. Could be a differential. Nah, it's rolling too easy to be a differential. If it was a rear differential, it'd be going to the clunk. The clunk, the clunk, the clunk. I've heard that broker in sound before. It has one tune to it. Expensive. Of course, then again, the transmission's not going to be a blue light special at Kmart either. Keith Lynch, tough break here in the opening round of competition. The Challenger really never moved off the starting line. They'll get Keith's Mopar machine pushed backwards. Like I did him the other day, Keith physically had the lens come out of his glasses going down the racetrack the other day. Epping, New Hampshire. Jason Line, Bo Butner, Randy Lynn check in from Epping, New Hampshire. Frank Aragona just checked in from Epping, New Hampshire. Everybody in the pits at Epping in the motorhome listening in. Glad to have you on board, folks. You're easy up. The 69 AMX original Hurst AMX. Taking on Mark Nowicki. Should be fun. Factory GT Avenger. 983 the dial for Mark. Here it goes, red. On his 1061 dial. 34,000, the wrong side of green for Garrett. Nowicki takes the M&M Express through to a 983, dead on 6th lap. 35,000's package for Mark Nowicki. On the bye road. Marion Stevenson, the birthday boy, the corn dog king. Wheeling and dealing, Sunbird GT. Hey, I didn't name him the Corn Dog King. That came up to me on the note telling me today was his birthday. They wanted me to sing to him. Told him I wasn't going to punish everybody else just because of Marion. Jimmy Keys up. The Hemi Cuda. Right-hand side. 864 for the ground-pounded elephant-motored machine. Marion on a 996. 1.3. 2.5 volts. Difference on the three. Wheels up, wheels down for the Pontiac. Wheels up, wheels down for the Hemi car. A little out of the groove for Keys. Stevenson right down the middle. Runs a 994 on a 996. Oops. 863.5 on an 864 by Keys. Closer to his dial by 9 thousandths of a second. Guess who the winner is? You said Jimmy Keys. Your answer is correct. You can move on to round number 2. Andy Cronenbitter. Ohio-based chassis fabricator, GTD automatic. Hot rod in the left flight. Mouse motored combination taking on Alan Wilson. Chevy 2, conventional, super stock F automatic. 327 for the body shop owner and operator out of Kokomo. Cronenbitter trying to use the late model GT card, chase down to Chevy 2, gets it done. 68 on a 66. Andy was better off the line. 88 on the 92 by Wilson. Look quick down at the other end of the racetrack. A little slow on this end. Put the big numbers, the little numbers together, and Andy walks away with the W. Dan's Rust, the California Gold. Beautiful. Hemi Cuda. Runner out of Maple Grove, Minnesota. Coming down from the land of 10,000 Lakes. Taking on Angelo DiCarlo. Hometown runner out of Schaumburg. DiCarlo Construction. 327, 63 Corvette. First down to the gate. Red light start, Angelo. Red light, Dan's Rust. The Minnesotan. Be back for round number 2. Runs 19 on an 11. 128 miles an hour, 11:27. Angelo, after that red light came on, 22 thousandths. Too quick out of the gate. Bill Zaskowski. Irvin Johns. Oh, my. Number 2 qualifier, Irvin. Into Cobalt. GTA automatic hot rod. At 346. That's one combination underneath the hood. Zaskowski. 283 at a 4-speed. Home builder pounds the hammer during the week, pounds the 4-speed on the weekend. 1028 for Bill, 919 for Irvin. Numbers up on the scoreboard. Those of you listening in Epping, the O'Reilly side is the left light. That's where Irvin Johns is. Toyota side is the right light. Red light, Irvin. 12 foul. Too quick out of the gate. Zaskowski works the 4-speed and the deuce goes 10.25 at 128. He'll be back. 9:16 by Irvin. He was holding 3. But after that 12 foul red light, it was all for naught. Another GTA automatic, another LS powered Chevy Cobalt. Nick Folk. Taking on Joe Covert. Arthur Joe out of Milwaukee. Auto auction. And Harley Davidson. Saukville, Wisconsin based runner. Right-hand side, 920. Folk, blink of an eye, handicap start on the 936. Orion, 3 lights to pair. Here we go. Give Nick Folk a little bit, he'll make a mile out of it. Turns a handicap start into a win light by 6/10,000ths of a second at the finish line. 40 by Folk, 19 by Covert. Nick at the stripe, 0006. And the win light comes on. Fred Bartoli and Brett Spear. The runner out of Piers, Minnesota. Well, I understand it's pouring down rain today. Thank you, Steve Queen, for the weather report. Small block, GTF automatic. Bartoli. The GTD automatic. Firebird giving chase for the Ultronics boy. Better off the line, Brett. Winlight, Brett. 10:08 on a 10:05 at $1.22. 989.3 on a 993 dial for Freddie Bartoli. And one of the Ultronics cars going to the trailer. Dave Golding, GTI-M automatic. That's a little 289. 65 Mustang. And another Minnesota-based car. Ricky Decker, former champ. Beautiful. Chevrolet Camaro on the right hand. 993. There goes Golding. Here comes Ricky. Decker trying to do a Paul Bunyan imitation to take out the guy from Paul Bunyan's home state, and he does it. 14 on the tree, dead on 2, a 16 thousandths package. Goldie was, well, he was done when he left the starting line. Then runs an 11:47 on the 11:51. Alcohol dragster, you should be in the lanes. Alcohol dragster, you should be in the lanes. Alcohol funny car. Needs you to come on down now. Bruce Gibson and Morris Vogan. Rolling in next. 72 ball. Bruce goes perfect. 0, 0, 0. Then runs 1083. Dead on 9. Wow. Talk about not leaving any room. Morris probably going to look at that time slip and go, hey, I didn't have a chance anyway. 9 thousandths package for Bruce Gibson, that Dart Sport. We'll be back. Morris's day is done with the deuce. Comes Don O'Malley, taking on David Neal. Another small motor, Econo box, converted run here GT competition. 327 and a 4-speed for David. You number 3 qualifier. Here on the Toyota side, 920 the dial. O'Malley's Super J automatic Corvette, 1025 for the runner out of Decatur. Which is that way, he said, pointing that way. There's Don. Here's Dave. O'Malley out in front, but David Neal really building steam now. Gets him at the stripe on a double breakout. David's under by 8, 919.2. 1021.5 on a 1025 by Don. Don goes down, takes 33 stripe, breaks out by 35. Wow, good race. Zach Running and Greg Meyer. Greg up. Another pair of GT cars, the GTJ automatic. Runner for the heating and air conditioning contract out of Michigan. That's the Oldsmobile. O'Reilly left. 008 on the wrong side of green, and Greg Meyer. GT, G automatic. The Firebird out of North Aurora. Motors through 10-0-0-8 on a 10-0-1 dial. That's what you call having a dial. Meyer was 21 on the tree. Zach was red. And that one was over with at the start. Here's Jimmy Schachter. Jim in the car on the right-hand side. Loves the stick shift car. Drove the family's Chevy 2 to the win here last year in stock eliminator. Now driving for Chet and Barb in the GTB. Chevy Cavalier. Taking on Tyler Bohannon, and Tyler has been certifiably hot, winning super stock in Norwalk. Winning Super Comp last week. Down in Bowling Green. Those of you listening in, pardon the pause, Jim Schachter just sat on the starting line. Tyler's win streak continues. Doesn't seem to matter what he's driving. He shuts it off to a 1066. Schachter goes 951, and whatever it was in that Chevy Cavalier, let's just say that was weird. Dave up, sub down. The heads up, Chevy Cobalt, GTE automatic. 971 the dial. Kim Fritz Him, the birthday boy, yesterday, celebrating his birthday. I don't know how he does with corn dogs like Marion Stevenson, but hey, it was his birthday yesterday. Oh, by the way, he can now officially sign up for all that government stuff. Trying to chase down Dubs. Cobalt. 817 to the 971. Here comes the Mustang. 816-2 on the 817 dial. Takes the stripe. A bite too much. Dave Dupps goes 72 on a 71 and gets the win handed to him. Some days it pays to be lucky. At least that's what they tell me. I wouldn't know. I've never had that opportunity. Scott Lieberschen, Wilmington, Illinois. Copo, Super Stock Camaro. 884. Foder on a 998. His GTD automatic. 69 Corvette. The Zeppelin. Oops. Lieberschen goes red. Day's done. Billy Foder says, thank you. I'll take it. Runs it out the back door to a 996 on his 998. Should have some good numbers to tune with for round number 2. Super stock action. This is round number 1. Finishing up all of our sportsman categories. First round of competition. Top alcohol dragster. Top alcohol funny car. Pro stock motor or top pro fuel Harley. Jay wrote it down wrong. I got to correct it. Todd France. Wow. Todd out in round 1 of comp. Todd out in round number 1 of super stock. Red light, too quick. 6th thou out of the gate. Mike Lund. The brothers out of Bettendorf. Winners in stock. Winners here in super stock. Lund goes through 1021 on his 1020 dial. You can make a lap out of that. Get ready for the next round. Round number 1, top alcohol dragster. Round number 1 of top alcohol funny car. Round number 1. Pro Fuel Harley getting ready to come at us. Then it'll be in round number 2 of our Spitzer top dragster category. Round number 2. Cobra Jet. Bobby Rashid up into Major Magic's Pizza. Pontiac Firebird, 976. The dial for Bobby, 7/10. A bulb and not quite a half. Handicap start over the Cobra Jet Mustang. One of these Michigan head start home. Montaleo likes the red bulb. 007. Too quick off the line. 973 on the 76. Bobby takes the opportunity, drive it out the back door. We'll see him in round number 2. Maybe we can get Major Magic's Pizza to deliver. 902 by Sam after the red light start. He was 007. Jeremy Duncan and Dave Dupps Jr. Full in next. Duncan's G Automatic, Mr. Pest Control. Small block America. Wheels up, wheels down. Give a chase now. The junior. The heads up. Chevrolet Super K Automatic Camaro for Dupps. Wind light. Jeremy. 87 on an 86. Got down the other end of the racetrack. Said, hey, Dave, you're out in front. You want it? You got it. 1027 on a 1036. Dave taking the stripe by, well, let's just say a Burlington Northern and Santa Fe conductor's cap. Might be apropos. And we'll let it go at that. So Jeremy gets the win. He comes back. Jeff Dona. Johnny Dykema roll in. Saw Johnny up earlier in stock eliminator. The big block Corvette. He's back in the small block Nova. Taking on Jeffrey. Beautiful. Pontiac Formula. out of Missouri, down Gordonville way. Coughlin needs you in your best engineered car. To the staging lanes if you're not there. Danielle Davis, we need you and your crew for the Best Appearing Crew Award. Jeffrey's off and running. It's Jeff. It's John. It's John. It's Jeff. It's Jeff. 75, dead on 4, 23-9 on a 26 by Dykema. Jeff Dona gets to come back and play one more round. Again, Rick Soika. Rick Soika, our top sportsman. K&N Felters, Racer Appreciation Gift Certificate winner. Need you to come to the tower and pick up the certificate. Mike Mange, your number one qualifier. Rogers, Minnesota-based runner. 398 cubic inch Chevrolet underneath the hood of that Pontiac Firebird. Second generation racer for Mike. Dad Randy looking on from behind. Number one qualifier gets the official bye run. $29 by Michael, and he moves on easily to round number next. Dave Bortman taking on Brian Simonek. Bortman's GTJ automatic, Pontiac formula on the right side. Simonek with his Buick Regal, ex-stocker with a V6. Now super stock ride with a 265 cubic inch fuel-injected late model GM taxi cab motor. One of those obscure power plants. It really worked out quite well. Brian's off the run. Little Buick out of the game. Looking over his right shoulder, trying to judge the nose. Former world champ Bortman over here on the right-hand side. Coming. Bortman got him. 10:55, 118. 11:38 by Brian on his 11:41. They were pretty much dead even. Off the line, Dave able to get the win. Down at the other end, forced Brian out. Dennis Breeden's drag pack challenger should be in the left line. It's not. Jeff Bryson over here on the right-hand side. The Nasty Nate. Old Zalero. Cadillac powered machine. GTM automatic car. Gets the competition by run. E-Motors through 1085 at 122, his best run of the weekend.